It's the Soul Fantasy Show, Soul Fan Show. Hey, it's the Soul Fantasy Show live for July 17th, 2021. Going over the top picks, plays, and starts for Draftkings and Fanduel. If you already haven't, please subscribe to this channel. We got the Greek Freak has 67 fantasy points again. He was very well. He did very good. He has a crown. 72, 69, and 67. They have been dominant. They've been really dominant. But who are you going to put in with him? He's 12,600. He has 1.66 fantasy points per minute. You have Frank Kamenowski, no fantasy points. Cameron Johnson, only 15. Crowder did really well. He had 42 fantasy points. He keeps hitting three-pointers every game. He's been over 30 every time. He's a soul sleeper of the day. Jay Crowder, he's 60. But Devin Booker is a soul stud of the day. If he didn't get in foul trouble, he would have had an enormous amount of fantasy points. He's 10,200, a lot more than Chris Paul. Chris Paul was ice cold. But Ayton, he had 40 fantasy points still. He has a crown. He's 8,000. Drew Holiday has a crown. He had 38, 46, and 42 fantasy points. Ayton had 40, 32, and 41, 49. All right, so that's who we're looking at today. We're looking at Chris Paul. Is he going to break out of that little slump he was in? The Suns might win, they might not win, but they have to get out of that slump they were in. Next up, we have Chris Middleton, 59 fantasy points. He was hitting shot after shot after shot. He's a sole secondary stud of the day. Chris Middleton, he has a crown. And no fantasy points there, nothing there. Bridges, 16, 10. Last two times out, he has not been too good. Hopefully, he picks up from that. Payne had 10. Covington had 25 fantasy points, so he was good for your value. He's 4,800. He was the value play. Torrey Craig was in, but he only had 8 fantasy points. Brook Lopez has a crown. He's been in the teens, but he has those games where he just goes off, so he's worth throwing in there. Now, let's see. These are the top percentile for DraftKings. Greek Freak is 71% owned. Chris Paul is 60% owned. He's really high owned. Chris Paul is high owned. Very high price. Ayton is 52%. Middleton 52%. They're both there, so those two are the same. Torrey Craig is actually 38% owned. Drew Holiday 45% owned. Covington, Booker, and P.J. Tucker are in the 30 percentile. P.J. Tucker is actually 32. Jay Crowder, 30. Cameron Johnson, 30. Brook Lopez, 29. Jeff Teague, actually, believe it or not, for 1,600, he is 25% owned. He is a sleeper. Put him in. Portis was actually in winning lineups. Believe it or not, he is 8% owned. Payne is 22% owned. And you have Frank down there, 2%. That's for that. And that's for FanDuel. 82% owned. Giannis. People love him on FanDuel. 50% for Chris Paul. Middleton and Booker are in the 40s. So a little bit more ownership on FanDuel for Booker. Ayton 37%. Drew Holiday 35%. Jay Crowder 30%. Mikal Bridges 29%. Pat Covington 26%. Lopez is 23%. Tucker is only 18%. A little bit higher for Portis and a lot lower for Craig. And Teague 7%. Fords and Frank are way down there. Now here are the cheat sheet. This is the cheat sheet for FanDuel. The top studs of the day on FanDuel. The Greek Freak, 82%, 16,500. Chris Paul is 14,000. Then we have Drew Holiday, Ayton, 13,000. Chris Middleton, 12,500. Booker is 12,000. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. He is 42% owned, and he's cheaper than Middleton, Ayton, Holiday, Paul, and the Greek Freak. Get Booker in on FanDuel. He is chalk. He's almost in half the slates. Dude, you can afford him. You can afford him on FanDuel. You can afford him on FanDuel. Put him in there. They need a win desperately. They lost 2 in a row. It's 2-2. If the Suns lose, they're fucked. Basically, that's the nicest way I can say it. If the Suns lose this game, they are fucked. Sorry for cursing, but they are. So, you're going to see good games out of them. Ayton, Booker, Bridges. That's why they're up here. And here's the cheat sheet for DraftKings. So, you have Booker's 9,600. He's more than Holiday and Ayton here. So, and he's 37% owned. Everybody's a little bit lower. Greek and Middleton cost more because Middleton, he's taking tons of shots. Middleton takes shot after shot after shot, and he's making, some of them. He's not making them all. He doesn't make them all. He misses a lot of shots, but he takes a lot of shots, and he does a lot on the court. He's all over the place. So for $10,400, I feel comfortable paying that. Him and Booker, I like comboing together. Obviously, everybody wants the Greek freak in. Giannis Antetokounmpo. They want to get him in. He is very high owned. He's in 7 out of 10 lineups. So every 10, he is in 7 of them. So he's not in 3 of them. And those 3 were Middleton, Paul, Booker, Holiday, Ayton. And in your mid-range, you have Brook Lopez, Mikal Bridges, and the value as usual. At 32% owned is Tucker. Now, Bridges is low and he's 17% owned, so that's telling you something. Booker, 37% owned, that's telling you something. Play those 2 guys. Here's some lineup optimizers. Here are some lineups. Greek, Payne, Bridges, Booker, Portis. So they got Greek and Booker with Bridges. Alright. It's a Soul Fantasy Show. Soul Fan Show. Alright. Greek Freak, Covington, Bridges, Crowder. You can upgrade Crowder right to Middleton if you want. Say I want Booker in the captain spot. Booker, you can have Booker, Middleton, Bridges, Crowder. You can get Payne out of there and put Lopez in if you want. Say I have Middleton here. This is a risk. It's a risk. It is a risk. Now, I don't think I would go anywhere near Paul. But you can do it. You can do it. You could do this. This. You don't spend too much at your captain spot here. Drew Holiday would be hard to get in there, but you can try it. Alright, that's for DraftKings. Yeah, let's go to Yahoo. Here's FanDuel. I wouldn't put Bryant. Wouldn't dare put him in there. Now, let's go over to Yahoo real quick for you. Alright, so now they really priced Greek Freak up. He was 55, now he's 57. Middleton's priced up to 38. Booker has been priced down to 33. Alright, Drew Holiday, Paul, Ayton, Lopez, Crowder, Bridges. Payne is a little bit cheaper. Covington, Teague, and Tucker are the same price. Portis is 10. So say I want to go here and here. They have 12 each. You're going to have to go. You can go to Portis. It's going to be tough, though. It's going to be tough. With Greek Freaking, you're spending so much. He's so expensive. He's so expensive. So say Middleton has another fiery game. He does. Then you can get people in you like average of 21. So then I can get $32 player in. Alright, let's try it out again. So Greek and Aiton. Can we try that? Can that work? Crowder in the star spot. Now, you have 38. So if you go here, you have 18 left. You can do this. You can do this. This is nice. This is real nice. It doesn't have Booker in it. Can we do it with Booker? Yes, we can. So you go here. Let's go Booker, 8, T. We're just going to go with ownership. I'm going to go with ownership. I'm going with the guys that are owned. I'm going to do more lineups. I'm going with the top ownership. Now, Greek Freaks is the highest owned player. So can we do this? This is going to be tough. You have an average of 16. So you're going to have to go two $10 player. Portis. You're going to have to go here. Now you have 30. Not 30. You have 29. So maybe, just maybe, you can do this. It's a crazy little lineup. Now let's go Booker in the captain spot. Is Booker going to be fiery? He's 33. We better hope so. Booker, Middleton, Drew, Aiton, Tucker. No, Tucker has not been performing. I want to get Chris Paul in there. I have to get Chris Paul in. So Booker, Drew, Paul. Now you have an average of 24. Two players. So if you go 20, you only have 28. So you can't go 20 and 28. You want Crowder in, you're going to have to go Bridges. You can't go Aiton. But you can go Bridges. There you go. That doesn't have any guys from Milwaukee, but let's go him. Let's go him. Let's go him. Hummington, Teague. And we'll go Teague. I don't know if Teague's going to be worth putting in. Alright, it's the So Fancy Show. So Fancy.